Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nelly Nell from Hoop Life, and today I am excited to bring you the sneaker review on the Nike Zoom Kobe 4 Protros. There has been a big controversy about this shoe, and I will get into that a little bit later, but first, a quick history lesson on these. Here we have the Nike Kobe 4s in the Protro version. Basically what Protro means is performance retro. They brought back a shoe from back then and upgraded their technology and specs. And in my hands I have the draft day colorway, which represents the time Kobe actually got drafted back in June 26, 1996. Quick thing about this date in the back of the shoe, yes, it does signify when Kobe was drafted, but when this shoe was first released back in 2009, the first wave of the shoes that were originally released actually had the date wrong. They actually put June 11th, 96, but when people realized that that was an issue, Nike, made that change. They fixed the date and then sent the new shipment back at the original date. I originally had the pair that had the wrong date, but I don't have that anymore. And for all y'all know, draft day, turquoise and purple. I thought Kobe was, Lakers, purple and gold. For all y'all who didn't know, Kobe Bryant was actually drafted by the Charlotte Hornets back in 96 and then later was traded for Vlade Divac. So that's when, Kobe got to the Lake Show. It might have been the biggest mistake the Charlotte Hornets has ever made in their franchise. The Kobe 4 was a revolutionary and iconic shoe. It was the first shoe in his sneaker line to become a low top, which started a trend for all the shoes after that to become low top shoes. And these were considered one of the best Kobe sneakers in terms of performance. And it has this beautiful and sleek aesthetic to the shoe where it looks good on and off the court. I can go on and on and on about Kobe's and Kobe sneakers, but let's just get straight into business and get into the review. For traction, the Kobe 4 Protros has a solid rubber outsole with a herringbone traction pattern that delivers strong traction and durability. The traction on the Kobe 4s are pretty aggressive where it grips the floor pretty hard and thus does get caught in between the grooves where you're gonna have to wipe the shoe from time to time. Because if you don't, on super slippery courts, you're gonna get some slips here and there, but nothing too crucial. On certain colorways, some outsoles might consist of solid rubber outsole and translucent outsole. As you can see on the draft day colorway, it has a bits of both of solid rubber and translucent rubber, where certain colorways back in the day have full solid rubber. So if I were to have to guess, if Nike's bringing back some of the same colorways, I'm sure some of those would have full solid rubber outsoles and some will have the combination. Either or, the traction works great. Like I said, dust might hinder the traction a little bit, but nothing a quick wipe can't fix. It is said that one of the upgrades between the Protro and the OG pair is that in the Protro pair, the base of the outsole is actually widened to give you more stability, more traction compared to the OG pair. And to my examination, I have measured the two. Yes, the Protro is a tad bit wider. For materials, it has full grain leather that's very durable all around the shoe, along with a plastic band for the mid panel. Here is where I felt like the Protro thing should have came into play more. I felt like Nike could have upgraded the materials here, to give it that more, elevated, more better performing, more high-end feel of a material. Especially for the upgrade in price, why can't Nike throw in that nice and smooth and buttery leather that they did in the Protro 1s, where instead of this, synthetic leather. I mean, they still got that plastic band mid-panel. I'm not saying that the materials on these are horrible. I'm just saying with the idea of a performance retro and with the price increase, wouldn't you guys want, better tech? I don't know, guys, maybe that's just a consumer standpoint, but as far as the materials on these, they are pretty similar to the OGs, where it's nice and flexible when broken in. It is pretty stiff in the beginning, it's lightweight, and overall it's pretty solid and gets the job done. For support and lockdown, the Kobe 4 Protro has an external and internal heel counter to keep your foot locked in place, along with the carbon fiber shank for midfoot support. It also has flex grooves on the outsole that let you move easily and naturally. Another upgrade according to Nike is that for the Protro 4s, it has a sleeker heel shape compared to the OG pair. As you can see, the heel on the Protro is a bit taller and skinnier compared to the OG. This might give it a bit more ankle support, but not much. Can't really tell the difference. I feel like it's more of a aesthetic change to make it a little more sleek, but in terms of the performance, not that different. Kind of the same of the widening of the outsole. What I did notice though is that inside of the Protro pair, there's not as much cushioning compared to the OG pair. The cushioning on the OG pair is a lot more soft, a lot more plush, whereas the Protro pair, it's a lot more firm and it's not as plushy and not as big and cushiony. And also there isn't any cushioning directly behind, you know, your Achilles, around your ankle right here in this area, you know, directly in this back part area. There ain't no cushioning there, whereas in the OG pair there's cushioning all around. Also, the base of the shoe is fairly wide, given it has been wider in the Protro pair compared to the OG pair, but it was still wide enough and flat enough where, you know, you're getting good stability when you're on the court, unlike, you know, some other shoes where you feel very wobbly. As for cushion, the Kobe 4 Protro has responsive Zoom Air combined with a lightweight Phylon midsole, providing comfortable and flexible feel. Alright guys, here is where the controversy comes in. Nike have marketed the Kobe 4 Protros to have full length zoom. Let me rephrase that. Full length Zoom Air. That means zoom all the way across, whether it's heel and forefoot or the whole thing, whatever it is, alright? Full length zoom. What do you get in this pair? Zoom Air in the heel only. So where was, you know, the full length zoom? When I first tried on this shoe, I already felt that the forefoot cushioning had something wrong in it. Like, this is when in my mind I still thought that it was full length cushioning. So I bought the shoe, took it out of the box, in my mind thinking it's full length Zoom Air, tried it on, walking around, stepping in it, and I'm just feeling like, yo, that forefoot cushioning, I feel like something's missing. I don't really feel the full length Zoom Air or even Zoom Air in the, you know, forefoot area compared to the Kobe Protro ones, which had full length zoom. Those I felt like, oh man, this cushioning setup feels amazing. Why doesn't the Kobe 4s feel like that? Right then and there, when I first opened the box, I copped the shoes, tried it on, I had a funny feeling that something was off about the forefoot cushioning, where I thought, you know, this is full length Zoom Air, like, you know, maybe I gotta go hoop in it or something. Without having to think much about it, because, you know, Nike wouldn't lie to us, right? I mean, they said there's full length zoom in the shoe. I believe it. There's probably full length zoom there. You know, maybe I just gotta break it in more. But hey, my original gut feeling was correct when I figured that something was off about the forefoot cushioning. That, you know, hey, what do you know? There isn't full length zoom in there. Shout out to my guy Nightwing. He was the one who did a little bit of investigating by cutting up the shoe inside to see whether or not it actually had full length zoom, and, you know, the outcome was it did not. Man, Nike, you gave my hopes up and a lot of other people's hopes up when you guys came out and said, you know, these were gonna have full length zoom, and you guys didn't. Whether you guys really made a mistake, you guys had a typo during your guys' marketing campaign, but you guys are big enough where, you know, you guys shouldn't have made that mistake. Also, when you guys, you know, made the update changes in the information about the shoe and said that there was only heel Zoom Air and not full length Zoom Air, y'all should have came out and told us consumers before we buy it. Not like it was gonna change my mind, I was gonna buy the shoe regardless, but you guys could have told us that, hey guys, you know, we made a mistake. There's actually no full length zoom in the shoe. You know, there's only gonna be Zoom Air in the heel. So, you know, really sorry about that. You know, that in a sense where we don't have to find out on our own by, you know, having someone cutting up the shoe and revealing that there is no full length Zoom Air. I mean, that's not a good look for y'all, man. And given the Kobe 4 is one of the top of the line performance hoop shoe in the Kobe line and one of my favorites, I was really looking forward to having full length zoom in this shoe. You know, being in a performance retro, that was like the biggest upgrade in terms of performance that you could put in this shoe. This shoe was a beast back in the day, and then to have full length zoom in this, I could just ramble on and on and on about, you know, what could have been, but, you know, here we have it. Nightwing, you know, did his investigation, so shout out to you, man. You know, thanks for, you know, finding that out for us, because if it wasn't for you, I'd probably just keep hooping and thinking that it has full length zoom, and then it didn't. With all that being said, I'm sorry that I gotta, you know, kind of go off on you guys like that, but that's what I'm here for, guys. I want to let you guys know my thoughts and all the right and correct information about a sneaker before you guys purchase it. With all that being said, the cushioning on the Kobe 4 Protro is still pretty good with the, you know, Zoom Air in the heel and the soft and responsive, you know, forefoot cushioning from the Phylon midsole. It does feel a little bit thin in terms of the forefoot cushioning. That's the, you know, the sensation I got when I first, you know, tried it on, and all the time that I've been hooping in it. You're feeling a lot of, you know, springy bounce back, thick cushioning in the heel, obviously from the Zoom Air, but in the forefoot, you feel it a lot thinner, but it is still very responsive. You're just missing that, you know, that bounce back explosiveness where you would get in, like, you know, the Kobe 1 Protro. As far as comfort and size fit goes, the Kobe 4 Protros run true to size. It is a bit snug in the beginning, not as much compared to the OGs, but it's not as bad. It does stretch out after some break-in time. The shoe is pretty comfortable, nothing like super amazing comfortable. You know, it's above average. I personally think that the original pair is a bit more comfortable with the, you know, the softer padding around the ankle collar. That to me was a bit more comfortable compared to the Protro pair. And one thing I want to mention is that for the people who like to tie their laces pretty tight, on this shoe where I would tie the laces really tight up here, where the sides, you know, start to crunch up your ankle on the top. The sides right here did begin to pinch me on my foot and my ankle area, where it gave me some type of, you know, discomfort. So my solution for that, and to you guys, is that you should not tie, you know, the laces that tight up on the top two lace holes, where it's so tight that when you're hooping, you know, the sides start to like, you know, pinch and dig into your ankle. That's not like a super duper big issue where, you know, you can't hoop in the shoe. Like, you know, back then the Kirby 6 would give you blisters down here. That you cannot hoop in that shoe. These, not that big of an issue, but you know, just a warning for you guys. And as far as pricing goes for the shoe, the Kobe 4 Protro retails for $175. It is the same price as the Kobe 1 Protro at $175. And to be honest with you guys, if this shoe had full length zoom, it would be worth $175 for a shoe that was, you know, misleaded to the consumers or to the people who was super excited to have the shoe be upgraded in performance. I think, you know, it's not worth $175, but it's still a really good performance hoop shoe. Just, I feel like, you know, these might hit outlets just like the, you know, the Protro ones did. So if you guys get these at a lower price, I would say these are definitely worth it. Crazy thing is that 10 years ago, these were actually retailed for $120, but you know, as time goes up, the price does as well. Alright guys, and for my overall rating for the Nike Zoom Kobe 4 Protros, and after all that being said, you know, all the bad stuff and all that, I'm gonna give these a 4 out of 5. Y'all probably wondered, damn, they still got a 4 out of 5 after all the bad stuff that you said? Yeah, because this shoe is still that great of a hoop shoe. And all the bad stuff is, you know, what could have been, or all the stuff that Nike, you know, misled us with, you know, the performance and stuff. But this shoe by itself, right here, it's still a top of the line, you know, performance hoop shoe, just like it was back in the day. That's just, you know, how great this shoe was. Just imagine how great this shoe was, you know, back then compared to everything else. That, you know, a shoe like this 10 years later is still considered one of the top of the line hoop shoes out right now. The traction is solid. The materials is good, but could be better. You know, could have, you know, softer, nicer leather from the Protro. Cushioning, good, but could be better. Full length Zoom Air. You know, support and lockdown, solid, very nimble shoe. Like I said before, this is Kobe's first signature shoe to go to that, you know, low cut style, which, you know, from then on, all the shoes went low cut. The Kobe 4 is just a very versatile shoe, man. I feel like quick and shifty guards can wear them. Lanky, rangy, you know, forwards can wear them. Even big men who play in the post can wear these. That's just how great and versatile this shoe could be. I'm sure you guys seen a lot of different NBA players wore the Kobe 4s, whether it's now or back then. That just goes to show you how great the Kobe 4 shoe itself is. But like I said, I'm sure whether it's just me or a lot of consumers out there are very disappointed in Nike, where we thought they were gonna bring us a full-length Zoom Kobe 4 Protro, where if they did, I would say this would have given a 5 out of 5. Top hoop shoe out if it had full-length Zoom Air. I feel like it's just missing that whole upper half in terms of the cushioning. Is just not what we would expect. All in all, guys, Kobe 4 Protro, really good performance hoop shoe. Could have been the best, but hey, you know, this is what we get. So sorry to burst y'all bubble. I would say cop these shoes if you guys can get it at a low, but $175, unless you got it like that, ballin', then y'all can do what you want. But I would recommend y'all to cop a pair of Kobe 4s, you know, whether it's, you know, it's for the culture or you actually like the shoe, whether you guys had the shoe back then or you guys, you know, are new to the shoe game, you guys just want a good and sleek performance hoop shoe to look good on and off the court. Kobe 4s. Hope you guys enjoyed that sneaker review on the Kobe 4 Protros. Man, I can't believe I'm so disappointed on, you know, the shoe not having full-length Zoom Air. But hey, you know, what can we do? Then we're gonna write a letter. We all gonna complain to Nike, be like, yo, man, can you please give us full-length Zoom Air or what? Let me know down in the comments below, what are your guys' thoughts on the new Nike Zoom Kobe 4 Protros? Do you guys like them? Do you guys dislike them? Also, if you guys had any of the OG pairs and you guys have the new pair, I want to know you guys' thoughts in comparing the two. And also comment what other sneakers you guys would like to see me review. Make sure to check out these other sneaker reviews up here. Follow me on my social media accounts. All that will be in the description box down below. And until next time, Nelly Nell from Hoop Life. I'm out. Peace.